who are doing big things. It's definitely phenomenal. So you know what this training is about today, and it's all about your choices, right? It's all about making the right choices, the chairman choices, okay? Chairman choices. And these are the choices, family, that's going to take you all the way up from A to pay, right? All the way up from A to pay for you to be able to reach those goals. Many of you guys have goals of becoming chairmen, having these big organizations, but guess what? How many of you know it's going to be contingent upon about your choices? And with the choices, it's going to have to come along with sacrifices, and it's also going to have to come along with your routine, okay? Sacrifices and your routine. So I hope you guys have a pen and paper handy, because we're about to get right through this, right? We're going to get right through this. We definitely have some gems that we're going to be sharing with you guys on tonight. So when you got those pens and paper handy, I want you guys to type a 111 in the chat box. Type a 111 in the chat box if y'all ready to get to it. Oh my, let's get it. Yes, let's get it. Okay, I see you guys. Okay, so the first thing is first when it comes to choices is this. Number one, you have to ask yourself, right? You have to literally sit down and ask yourself, what is it that you want out of this? Okay, that's a real question. What is it that you want out of this? Matter of fact, I want you to drop in the chat box, what is it that you want? Out of this journey, you reaching chairman, what is it that you want out of it? This year, what is it that you want? Drop in the chat box. One word, what is it that you want out of this? Okay, perfect. Impact lives. Freedom, financial freedom. Okay, perfect. That's it, impact. Okay, perfect. Quit my job by the end of this year. Okay, that's perfect. Time. Okay, so we have, okay, impact. Okay, lifestyle. Okay, perfect. So now let me ask you this. Now you guys have been listening in the chat box exactly what it is that you want out of this. Now the question is this though. How do you plan to get to that? What is your blueprint in order for you to get that? If your plan is to impact, what does that look like in order for you to be able to reach that specific goal? See, the thing is that, family, we have to understand that we can't be, right, vague with this. We have to be specific. See, a lot of people have goals, right? So everybody have their goals. People have their 60-day goals, their 90-day goals, right? They have their even year goals, right? Some people may even say, okay, like I saw somebody say the lifestyle. What does that lifestyle look like? Right? You have to be specific with your goals, unless, guess what, family, it will not happen because it's too vague. Like you have some people, they say they want this new car. They want a new car. Okay, but what does that car look like? Right? Is it a V8? Is it a V6? Right? What kind of car is that? Like everybody knows, I want a Mercedes-Benz AMG, right? 63. It's going to be a V8, black on black, right? Peanut butter interior rims, right? With the voice sound system going across it, right? My car will talk to me. I know specifically what I want, right? So you have to make sure that you want to make sure or ensure that you're specific and you know exactly what it is that you want out of this, okay? And then once you become specific with what it is that you want out of this, then guess what? Now you're going to begin to move with intentions, right? Now you're going to begin to understand, to now make a determination on making sacrifices. I want you to think about the most successful people, right? That you know, the most successful people that you watch, right? Or the most successful people that you call your mentors and things of that nature. Watch how they move. If you notice, they're never the first one to the event and they're never the last one to leave. Why? Because they have focus. They have intentions, right? The sacrifices that they've made, right, requires them, right, allows them to stay focused. Because they know that they know what they want right? Out of life. Which means that when you know what you want out of life, that means you make the choice, right, to do what it is that needs to be done, which comes with along with sacrifices. See, the one thing you have to understand, people, number two is this. You have to ask yourself, what are you willing to give up? What are you willing to give up? What are you willing to sacrifice in these seasons, in the choices that you're making, right? For you to be able to reach those chairman goals. Some of you guys want to be chairman 10s, chairman 25s, chairman 100s. But what are you willing to sacrifice in order for you to be able to reach those goals? Right? See, you have to understand, family, for you, when it comes sacrifices, that means that you have to give up in this business or in any business. Anything that you have a goal that you're acquiring, right, to attain, you have to understand, family, what are you willing to give up, right? So what does that mean? In this business, you have to be willing to give up who you once were to become who you want to be. You have to be willing to give up who you once were, right, to become who you want to be. Now, what does that mean? What does that look like? That means this, family. So for many of you, some of you guys may be shy, nervous, right? Some of you guys may be used to talking on the phone to family, friends all day, right? But the thing is that sacrifices. What are you willing to give up? Who are you willing, right? What are you willing to lose within yourself to become those bad habits? What are you willing to lose, right, for you and yourself in order for you to become who you want to be? Sacrifices. Let's talk about sacrifices. So everybody knows I have a son, a 15-year-old son, right? My son is heavily active into sports, heavily. He has practice every single day. Every single day. And with this COVID and everything going on, it can be sporadic. But let's talk about sacrifices. Sacrifices this. I can make excuses to say, well, I can't be at the chairman factory because I have to run my son around. I got to get him to practice. I stay in a Hyde Park area, right? But he goes to school all the way up north. So I can easily say, well, no, I'm not going to do this. No, I'm not going to meet with those students on this day because I have to make sure that I got to get my son to practice. So I'm just going to stay out the way. But no, let's talk about sacrifices. The sacrifice is this. Just the other day, a couple of days ago, my son had practice. So what did that look like? I had to meet students at the chairman factory, right, in the morning, leave the chairman factory, go drop my son off at practice, come back to the chairman factory, right, then go back and pick up my son, right, and guess what? Back at the chairman factory to meet students, right, who I had appointments with at the chairman factory. That's sacrifices. See, the thing is, family, what you have to understand is that, see, many of you want to go chairman, right? Many of you want to make millions of dollars. Many people, not just you, many people want to make millions of dollars. Many people want to go chairman, but the thing is that they're not willing to lose themselves or sacrifice anything, right? In this business, you have to have your own identity. Your own identity. You may not necessarily be able to move like me. You may not necessarily be able to move like T, move like Shari, move like Dre, move like Bree, right? You may not necessarily be able to move like them, but what is it going to be that's going to set you apart for you to be able to take this to a whole nother level? Right? You have to understand, family, the excuses are just the lies, the bougie lies that you tell yourself. That's what excuses are. So what are you willing to give up? You want to go chairman, you want to make millions of dollars, but yet and still you're scared when people tell you no. You're scared when people come to you and tell you that your business is a scam. Right? You have to get to a space, family. When I say lose yourself, right? And not saying that you lose who you are as a person, But I'm saying lose who you once were, that old person, right? That did not get you to where you want to be at. Which means that it doesn't matter what your mama talking about. It doesn't matter what your cousin's talking about. It doesn't matter what your friends talking about. And let's speaking of friends, you may lose some friends in the process. And guess what? That's okay too, because it's all contingent about your sacrifices. And guess what, family? The choices that you are making. Today, I know here in Chicago, right? A lot of people were snowed in. So what choices did you make today? If you actually sit back and think about your day-to-day, from the time that you woke up today, what choices did you make today that's going to take you to chairman? Ask yourself that, right? Ask yourself that. Going chairman, family, is going to require a desire. It's going to require you to move with intentions, family. It's going to require you to take yourself to a place that you've never been before. That's what it's going to require. You can't want the lifestyle, but then want to give half, right? But then you want to give half of yourself. You can't want the lifestyle, right? But then want to have a lazy approach, right, to your goals. So, family, you have to make a decision, right? What sacrifices are you going to make? You have to make a decision, right, on you're being specific about what you want out of this. If you know you want to go chairman 10, if you know you want to go chairman 20, chairman 250, chairman 100, what does that look like? What do those numbers look like? Do you know how many people, how much does it require in that for you to be able to reach that chairman goal? Do you know what the number game actually entails? Are you choosing to educate yourself on your platform? Are you choosing to hop and make sure that you're on the skill set calls, on a more than motivation calls, on leadership calls consistently? Choices, sacrifices. So then you ask yourself, okay, perfect. Now, once I got over that hump, once you've made up your mind, right, that you're going to go all in and not just half in, because you have to understand when you're not reaching the results that you want to be, that's because you have not went all in yet. You have not gave it all you have yet. And that's even me talking to myself. Remember, when I talk to you guys, I'm talking to myself too. That means you have not given it everything that you got. If your goal was to be P1000 and you're not P1000, why is that? Have you posted today? Have you told anybody about the business today? What have you done today? Have you done your video today? Have you posted on your Insta story today? What have you done today? What sacrifices have you made today on this snow day, right? That's going to get you one step closer to reaching your goal. So now once you pass that phase of things and you now gather your mind that you're going to be ready to lock in, now it's time for a game plan. What does that look like? Now it's your routine. What does your day look like from the time that you get up in the morning? What does that look like? To the time that you go to bed, what does that day look like? If you got more leisure time than productivity time, that's a problem. That's a problem. And that lets me know, family, you're not utilizing your schedule. You're not utilizing your schedule. Today, even though I was snowed in, I knew today was going to be about personal development and trading. Personal development and trading. Personal development and trading. I forced myself today to take a nap, and I couldn't even effectively take the nap because I be feeling like if I take a nap, then I'm missing out or I'm not working. Shari had to tell me today, like, sis, it's okay to take a nap. I'm like, take a nap. I rarely take naps. If I take a nap, it's because I'm really tired. It's because I've been really moving. That's because I make sure my routine is very important. Now, is it going to be perfect every single day? Is things going to come up? Yes. But you best believe that there's a routine. And how do you start your routine? That's what you're calendaring. See, some of you guys haven't even attempted to get a routine together. What is your trade routine? When are you trading? When are you locking in, right, to your team? When are you in your personal development? Or some people are in their personal development, but not necessarily applying it. That's a part of your routine. What are you doing on a day-to-day basis, family? So now, how it should be. You get up in the morning, no, the night before. You should already know the night before what's going to be planned for the next day. You should already know what your next day is going to look like. Right? Then you know what your next day is going to look like. Now you getting up in the morning, you saying your prayers, your affirmations, you meditating. Now you should be looking at your planner to see, okay, perfect. What are my tasks for the day? What does that look like? All about intentionality, family. What does that look like? And you have to be gung-ho about your routine. You have to be specific about how you plan your day. Bam. Now, I know I got a morning motivation call. Now, once you get to that morning motivation call, you know, for the most part, you have from 9 o'clock a.m. family to 5 o'clock p.m. for another skill set call. You know how many hours that is for you to get things done? You can talk to your team. You can get your education, right? You can do some trading, right? You got personal development. And if you're real intentional about it, you have enough time to put in personal development for your mindset, personal development for your belief, personal development for finances, all this stuff you have time to do, but it's all contingent upon how disciplined are you, right, with your time and your routine. If you have a consistent routine, drop some ones in the chat box. If you have a consistent routine that you follow on a day-to-day basis, drop some ones in the chat box. Okay. Just Trina. Okay. So that shows me that you guys are not on track to become chairman then. Right? So that shows me that you're not on track to become chairman if we only got 2 people that has a routine that they're actually following. So that means, family, you behind the 8 ball. So then I ask you again, I go back to part 1. What steps are you taking that's going to actually get you there? What does that look like? What does that look like? And I think I said it on another call. I know I want to go chairman. But then the question I asked you, you want to go chairman, you want to be a chairman 10. Many of you say that you want to do all these different things. You want to buy this house. You want to get this car. You want to do this. What are the numbers? What are the numbers? How much is it going to take you? How much would it take you, for those of you guys who are working full time? How much would it take you, right, for you to be able to walk off your job? What does that number look like? That car you want, what does that number look like? How much is it? If you got kids, what does that look like for you to make sure that your children, everything is set up for yourself, right? What does that number look like? That's when I talk about family. When I say, what do you want? And you got to be specific. That's what this is about. Being specific, making sacrifices, actually sitting down and doing the work. Actually sitting down and doing the work. Is it easy? No, it's not. If it was easy, everybody been ranked up. Everybody be millionaires in the charts. If it was easy. Have I had days when I felt like I wanted to give up? Absolutely. Have I had days when I felt like I was burnt out? For sure. Oh my gosh. But guess what? I know what it is that I want out of life. I know the lifestyle that I want to live. I know what I want to be able to provide for my son. I know what needs to be done and what that number looks like for my mom. For me to be able to take her out. I was talking about the other day, I need to know, how much is your mortgage? How much is your car note? What's your day-to-day? So then you got to factor in, okay, what does that spending money look like for her? All this stuff has to be calculated in. Or if your goal is to be a millionaire, right? Now you need money management. What does that look? Do you have an expense sheet? Do you have an expense sheet right now for yourself? Do you have a budget right now for yourselves? Do you know what's coming in and what's coming out right now? That's what I'm talking about. Intentionality, family. See, it's more to this than just ranking up and getting the money. What does your business look like? That's why we introduce you guys to Trello. These are choices. These are what you call, these are chairman choices. These are choices that you have to make, right? And sacrifices that are gonna have to be made to take you to the next level. It's gonna be sacrifices for you to get out of your own way that's gonna take you to the next level. That's you not being afraid and making the choice, right? That you're not gonna allow people to dictate your future and the decisions, right, that you're making for yourself to take you to the next level, right? So that means you're going to be locking in. That means you're going to be doing your launches. That means you're going to be plugging in with your team, right? That means you're going to be educating yourself, because you have to educate yourself to be able to help your team, because you have to know your platform, right? And you have to be able to answer questions and be a solution solver, right? These are sacrifices. These are choices. The choices that you make today, family, would dictate your future. The choices that you make today will determine your tomorrow. And the wonderful thing about this life that we live in is that we all have choices. Whether they're good choices to set us back, or whether they're bad choices to set us back, or whether they're good choices to catapult us forward. So I ask you today, what choices are you going to make? What choices are you going to make today, family? Drop some tools in the chat box if you're going to make the choice today to be a different person than you was yesterday. Drop some tools in the chat box if you're going to make the choice today to be the person, right? To be the new person from yesterday that's going to take you to the next level. Now, be clear with this. You're making the decision today. So with that decision that you're making today, I want you to understand, family, that it's going to come with challenges. I want you to understand, family, the enemy is going to try to throw the whole toolbox at you. But guess what? You got your choices. You got decisions. You got your goals dangling right in front of you, right? And you have to get in the boxing ring, family. It's going to be times you're going to have to get in the boxing ring. But guess what? Today, you dropped them tools in the chat box. Today, you made the choice not to be that old person, but to step into the new and take it by storm. but we got more for you guys. So drop some fire in the chat box. Drop some fire in the chat box. Drop some fire in the chat box. Let's get it, because we're not done yet. We're not done yet. We're not done. Drop them fires. We're not done yet. Because let me tell you, my brother, who I'm about to bring up next, oh my goodness. You think I talked about sacrifices, routine, right? And choices, but family, who I'm about to bring up next, oh my goodness. When I talk about the epitome, right? You talking about outworking? I remember he told me one day, I told him, I said, oh, I'm on your heels, T. I'm on your heels. He said, you would never outwork me. You would never outwork me. And oh my goodness, I'm telling you, family, I'm still trying to catch up, okay? So I want to bring somebody, right, who I have a tremendous amount of respect for. Somebody who has literally given me the blueprint, family, who was the catalyst for me to be able to walk off my job, family, in less than 5 months. Somebody who truly leads, right, by example. Somebody, when I tell you, who is absolutely selfless and has a heart of gold, and all he wants, family, is for the team to win. When I tell you, somebody that every time we get on the phone is always talking about the growth of not just himself, right, but everybody as a whole, right? So I had to bring somebody up, my mentor. I mean, a phenomenal leader, phenomenal speaker, somebody who leads with his heart, right? Let me bring up T. Smith. Let's go. Drop some fire in the chat box for T. Drop them.
What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? What's up? Sheesh. Man. All right, guys, if you're in the living room, choose your new choice from me. Yeah, I'm about to get started. I'm going to make sure we're good real quick. Perfect. Gotta turn this down. All right, perfect. So guys, listen real quick. If you guys can hear me, you can see the board. Drop some sevens in the chat box. I can't see you guys. So if you see me coming around, I just want to make sure we're good. If you guys can hear me and see me, let me go ahead and spotlight myself. That may be better right there. So real quick, guys, I want to give it back to somebody I have a tremendous amount of respect for. I mean, D, like that introduction, right? The power of choices, the value that you pour in and out of our community every day, the sacrifices that you make. I remember watching you literally, get to the Sherman factory 6, 7 a.m. and not leave till about 11, 12 p.m. in the next morning. There's been times where Dee's car has been snowed in here in front of the house, and she'll find her way to Uber back and forth to get the value that she needs. Like, I mean, literally here hours before events and leaving hours after. I mean, every single day, driving and commuting from Hyde Park over into the Beverly area, putting it all on the table, even some days bringing her son and literally making it happen every day. It's been, I remember being up at 2 o'clock in the morning, hearing about your goals, your visions, and the dreams that you have for your team and how you pray over your team and how you steward them, in the word and in the instructions of our system and our culture has been, tremendously and a major impact in so many souls that's come through new levels, no devils. And I just want to thank you, D, for being an example of what true leadership looks like, true relationship building. And we know that you have a heart of gold in which you want to see everybody win. So I just want to give it back to you, D, for doing an amazing job. I don't know, honestly, if I can follow that. That choices was something right on time for a lot of us, our routine. And what I want to share tonight is really just the spiritual component when it comes to, making the right choices. Because I don't know if you guys, but have you ever been in the space in your life where we say that if you know better, you do better, but a lot of times you do know better, but you don't do better, right? So if you're tired of knowing and you just ready to have it, just comment me in the chat box. If you ever struggle with knowing, but you're just ready to have it, just drop a me in the chat box. Let me know who I may be talking to today. Okay, perfect. Now I got to come check on you guys, make sure you guys are good. So I just want to take this second half and really talk to you spiritually, how to shift from knowing to having, right? So I want to break down some basic fundamentals about what we have access to. Like, God's given us a power of choice. we are the highest form of creation in the world. So I want to show you guys what we need to do to determine our choices so that when we know better, we can literally do better. So what I want to break down first and foremost, right? And my mentor, Bob Proctor, talks about this. And I just want to take it to that next level tonight. I want to mix a little belief, a little Bob Proctor, and give you the value and the spiritual component and the space that you need to be in to go from knowing to having. So what you have to understand is this is our brain, right? This is how the brain primarily works. And what you have to understand, you have your conscious brain, then you have the subconscious, okay? Now, as we believe, the subconscious mind is co-created with God. See, what you have to understand is your subconscious mind is the co-creator with God. See, the word in Acts says that God is no favor of persons. That means favor is a derivative of your conscious, of your awareness. People who have more awareness normally have more favor. People who are more conscious or woke, we should say, about how to create success, how to believe bigger, how to think and grow rich, usually have more favor. So the question is, what have we been thinking? Because this is what you use to impress and your subconscious express. Okay? Now, let's talk about it real quick. So I want to divide this into goals, and we want to divide it into distractions. Okay? Well, see, why do I say this is the spiritual component? Because we're talking about God today. Your goals or your distractions. See, Demisha just talked to you guys about making the right choices. And you only choose it between two things, your goals or your distractions. So let me make it make sense. Your results are a reflection of this, the truth. Your results are the truth. So your life today is just a sum deposit of choices that you made yesterday, the day before. Your results, where you're currently at in your life, is just a sum total of all of the choices that you've made. So in retrospect, we make choices and then our choices make us. We make choices and then our choices make us, because our results are the truth and the truth is the word. So now we can see what we've been talking about. So let's talk about it. Your conscious mind, your ability to choose is just, most of us, we choose the TV, the television. See, let me show you guys something real quick, right? I got to show out. See, most people choose the television because they don't have a vision. Are you guys with me? Most people choose the television because they don't have a vision. Are you guys with me? Drop a 1 in the chat box if you're with me. Most people choose the television because they don't have a vision. Let's talk about it. So it's the television. But then they choose poor relationships. They choose poor relationships. But what are poor relationships? Relationships that don't provide value. That could be a distraction in your life from going chairman, from becoming a 7-figure trader, right? These are distractions, right? Other people outside of poor relations, television, they play a video game. Are you with me? They got a call of duty, but they don't on no calls, putting in the duty. Most people on call of duty, but they're not on calls, putting in the work, AKA the duty. So that can be a distraction. Are you with me? So poor relationships, TV, video games. What about dating? What about social media? What about music? Are you guys with me? See, most of us choose to focus on the distractions. Are you with me? And whatever you're tuned into, you turn into. Whatever I consciously, this is my impression. So whatever I impress into my subconscious, which is God, because God is no favor of persons, and neither is your subconscious mind. Because the only thing your subconscious mind can do is to take whatever is impressed on it and make it a reality. So how do we impress things into our subconscious? Because some of us are aware that there's Mercedes-Benzes, that there's a Phantom, that there's a Tesla, that there's condos, but we're not aware that we believe we deserve it. We know it's there. We know we can do better, but why is it that I don't deserve better? Because what you guys got to understand is that actions follow belief, and desire is proof of pursuit. Are you with me? So if I'm not pursuing nothing, then 9 times out of 10, it's not in my heart. Because God said, I'll give you the desires of your heart. Well, how do we get this in our heart? How do we believe bigger and stronger that, number one, before I go there, I got to go there. Before I get there, I got to go there. So there has to be a desire in my heart. If it's not in my heart, then I can never start. I can never have something I'm not ready to receive. I can't have something I'm not ready to receive. Some of us are praying for a husband, and we're not ready to receive a husband because there's no desire in our heart, because we're not preparing for a husband. Same thing for a wife. If I'm ready for a wife, I desire a wife, there has to be a pursuit. There has to be some action. There has to be some things I'm putting in order for me to have what I'm praying for. But a lot of times we want God to do something that we won't make a choice to commit to. We want God to do a thing. We want God to do something that we're not willing to commit to. Why? Because it's not in our heart. We have a lack of clarity. We got so many distractions, we have a lack of clarity. So our goals as chairman, 6-figure traders, 5,000 individuals in our community this year, right? 1,000 chairmen in the company, right? Hundreds of educators, 7 figures. And our team just alone this year, there will be 12 chairmen swapping. So we got to control what our conscious. How do we control that? It's 2 things we want to talk about, because there's the foundation to it, and then there's the spiritual side that you got to implement the how-to to it. Let's talk about it. So how do I get these desires in my heart? Number one, our coach talks about the environment. Sometimes you got to understand that the church wasn't necessarily a physical place. The church was an environment. Jesus liked preaching on the streets. So if you're in the right environment, you can get certain things in your heart. What's the environment? See, if I want to go chairman, then the environment I need to be in is the chairman factory. Why? Because nobody in my family makes $10,000 a month residually. Nobody at my job makes $10K a month residually. Nobody in my group chat, nobody on my block makes $10K residually. So I got to go to an environment where I can see it, because whatever my eyes see is an automatic yes. I got to get this desire in my heart, so I got to see it. I got to see people doing chairman work. If you come to the chairman factory, you actually get to meet a chairman. I got to see it. I got to know it's real. So I got to get to the right environment. Number two, I got to get around the right people. I got to make a conscious not to kick them in my poor relationship, because that's why people broke. Because the relationships are poor. Are you with me? So you have to understand, I got to get around the right people, so I got to choose to hang around chairmen. I got to choose to get around my mentor. I got to choose to get around people that's on the same agenda, the same wave, that's on the same output as what's in my heart. That's a choice. You get to choose, because God does not decide your wealth. He's no favorite person. This is why missionaries can be broke as a joke, but the neighborhood D-boy got all the money. The neighborhood D-boy got more money than most missionaries. They begging for 10 cents. He throwing money in the club. God is no respecter of persons, because the drug dealer is thinking about money all day, every day. He's focused on money. What's in his heart is a new watch. What's in his heart is a new chain. It's a new whip. It's trips. So whatever you think you can have and you believe you can have, voila, you can have it. But missionaries, we're praying for funding. We're praying for donations. We're putting our needs out there instead of our seeds out there. So we need somebody to donate something. We need somebody to sow a gift. But the whole time, you are the gift. God's giving you a gift. And your assignment is other people's problems. The dreams is just the reflection of your ability to do the assignment. So what you have to understand is that, number two, you got to get around the right people. You don't want poor relationships. That's how you stay broke. Because poor relationships kill your energy. Are you with me? Now, number three, you need the right information. I need the right information. I don't need television. I need IML TV. I need to watch Go Live. Are you with me? Facebook Live is cool, but Go Live is the move. Facebook Live is cool, but Go Live is the move. You actually get paid off one of them on the spot. You get paid on both of them if you know how to leverage social media. But that's a choice. Let's talk about it. You need the right information. What's the right information? Things regarding going chairman. YouTubes, all of the mentorship calls, the leadership calls. You need this in your heart. You need this in your life. You need the right information. Why? Because you got to hear this thing. Hear. Faith comes through hearing. How do we hear? We choose to listen to the right information. I choose between the morning motivational call and 5 p.m. to go into my personal development. I choose to go to the gym every day. That's a choice. Are you with me? Now, number 4 is the experiences. How do I choose experiences? I show up to events. This Saturday, we're going to be exposed to people who make more in 50 to 100 years. I mean, we make more than some people make in 50 to 60 years. They make that in a week. In a week. We're going to be in the right environment at the Lifestyle Elite. We're going to talk to the right people who already got the results. The results are the truth. The results are the words. So I'm going to get the right information. I'm going to hear some things that's going to be
in harmony with where I'm going, with what's in my heart. Because I'm going to Atlanta because pursuit is the proof that I desire to be chairman. This is why I show up to events. This is why I get up on the calls. This is why you develop your leaders. This is why you put out blood, sweat, and tears. Guys, what we're about to launch in March is about to be insane. It's about to be insane. A real cheat sheet. But I want you guys to understand, this is your conscious mind. Now, how do we get experiences? We got to get to events. No matter if they're in Chicago, it could be a Zoom event. Right after Lifestyle League, the flyer will be dropping soon. Me and Riyadh will be doing a call. Next Tuesday, February 23rd, that's an event. So we always book an event from the event. People see you in Atlanta this weekend. They're saying, what are you out there for? Oh, I'm at an investing convention. They're teaching us how to make more in 50 to 60 years and every 30 days. Man, that sounds like something I should be in. Perfect. Listen, what are you doing Tuesday? I'm hosting a major international webinar where we're going to have multi-millionaires talking about investment platforms. We want to show you the free app that can change your life. You got about 15 minutes? You're building from event to event. Because you take an experience from experience. This is the wisdom. So you pull on the environment. You pull on the people. You get the right information. Then you explode. This is how we have a lifestyle lead. See, some people don't have a life. Some people don't have a lifestyle. You got to believe you deserve it. Receiving is spiritual. How do we receive it? We thank God for it now. And these are the 3 things to help you receive. If this is making sense, though, drop a 222 in the chat box. Just want to make sure we're good. How do I receive, Coach? Perfect. I'm glad that you asked. How do I receive it? Let's talk about it. There's 3 areas we got to tighten up on. Number 1, our prayer life. Number 2, our imagination. Number 3, our sleep. Once you have those 3 things, this is how you receive. Once you have these 3 things, comment guided in the chat box. Perfect. We good. Okay, amazing. Now watch this. Prayer. What is prayer? Prayers are words. Right? This is what releases. See, our only gift to God is our worship, our prayer. So when we worship God, we're thanking God. When I worship God, see, before something leaves heaven, something has to leave earth. This is why we say when the praises go up, the blessings come down. So I got to use my words and I got to thank him. Thank you, God, for what? My goals. See, I can't act as though I don't have them. I got to have an attitude of gratitude. So I'm thankful for my goals. I'm so happy and grateful now, God, that I smashed Chairman 10, that I hit P1000, that I made 6 figures in my account, that I make $1,000 a day. You got to have an attitude of gratitude because whatever you're grateful for, you get more of. Whatever you give, you get to keep. If God can give it through you, he gonna give it to you. So he got to see how thankful you are with the 10 cent so he can bless you with $1,000 a day. See, the reason why we haven't had no increase in our brokers, because we haven't had no increase in our worship. The reason why we haven't had an increase in our business, because we haven't celebrated an increase in our worship. Because whatever I celebrate accelerates. So if I'm complaining, then I'm draining my purpose. If I'm complaining, then I'm not grateful, and then I really don't have a desire if I'm complaining. Are you ready? So I got to step my prayer life up. That means I got to go to sleep grateful, and I got to wake up grateful. I got to go to sleep thanking God and waking up thanking God. Some people don't have a bed to get in, and some people don't even wake up and have air in their lungs. And the first thing we do is go straight to Facebook. You go to your MT4 before you go to God in the morning. The first thing you check is your trades. And you out of order. Because the order is God's faith, family, fitness, finance. You out of order, and you can't have increase if there's things out of order. So you got to wake up and give it to God, because God is the source. Your meditator 4 is a resource. Are you with me? So you got to give him his first. I got to pray. I got to learn how to receive this by giving thanks to God, by being appreciative, by using my love and my gratitude. Thank you, God. But then I got to imagine. I have to stop using my memory. Your memory is full of misery. You keep focusing on distractions, all of the broken things. What does my back office say? My broker's account got $50 in it. Somebody quit my business. They told me no. You're focusing on the wrong thing. You're using your God-given ability to co-create with God on minor things like the Comcast bill. Is the Comcast bill in your heart, or is it your goals in your heart? You're worried about the wrong stuff. You're using your imagination for stagnation instead of motivation. All you're thinking is memory. So your memory is from looking backwards. Your imagination is from looking forwards. What's my imagination? My goals. So as I'm done giving thanks for it, I got to go imagine it. Because I got to think and grow rich. I gotta impress this chairman image. See, when God wants to bless you with something, he's going to give you an image. It has to be a picture. When I say man, right now you're thinking of a man. When I say car, right now you're thinking about a what? A car. Are you with me? If I say footworking, y'all think about somebody right now footworking. You think about somebody right now who had the works. Let me bang. Your mind automatically goes to an image. So guess what? That's the same thing with positive or negative. So when you hear the word bills, you go into an image about being late, then it goes into your heart, you get in your emotions, and your emotions rob you of being able to hear God and express what you really want in life. So don't get in your feelings. Are you with me? How do we control not getting our feelings? By controlling what we think, our imagination. So if you're going through a storm right now, get excited. Because it's not about what's happening outside the boat. It's about what's happening inside the boat. In the Bible, in the storm, Jesus was knocked out in the boat. Sleep. Oh. They had to wake him up. Jesus is storming. It is. He's asleep. Then he had to show out, get out the boat, and start walking on water. So the storm, there's nothing wrong with the storm. It's just the stuff you're making up about the storm. This is a storm. The storm, some storms in your life come to move things and clear your way. But some of y'all making up the storm as that it's this depressing. It's this, oh, my life is messing up. See, how you view something is how you do it. The reason you can't get through the storm is because your perspective in the storm. You can't get through something that you consistently will never stop thinking about. So you're applying the pain in your life. You keep thinking storms and get mad when it rains. You thinking storms and you keep getting mad when it rains. Why me, God? Why me? Well, stop thinking like that. You got to change what you think about. Lie to yourself. The word believe, in the middle of the word believe, is lie. Why? Because your subconscious is no respect of persons, no respect of words, no respect of images, no respect of noises. Faith comes through hearing. So I need somebody to lie to me. I need to lie to myself if I love me. Ladies, what the brother say? I only lie to you because I love you. I only lie to you because I love you. Well, you should lie to yourself if you love you. Because we got to think as things are now. I'm so happy and grateful now. So listen, I got to make sure my goals stay on my mind. So I got to keep me a goal card. I got to keep some images in front of me. I got to go look at the house. I got to go touch the cars. I got to keep this frequency up, this vibration in my heart. And that's going to come through the subconscious, because whatever I impress on my subconscious, I express in my life. Whatever's coming out of my mouth is coming back into my life. My pursuit is my proof of desire. If I'm not pursuing you, I don't desire you. Ladies, stop falling in love with potential. If he's not pursuing you, he don't desire you. Are y'all with me? You ain't gotta follow people's act. You follow people's feet, not their words. You can't trace words, but you can follow somebody's feet. Are you with me? If I was out, people gonna be people. People gonna be people. So listen, you want to get imagination on your goals. Number 3, we gotta talk about sleep. This is the doorway to your subconscious. What do we do with sleep? We use the process of auto-suggestion. Actually, when you go to sleep is when you really wake up. Most people sleep 30% of their life, but don't even realize that's when they're really up. Are you guys with me? See, sleep is the best time for when your mindset has an opportunity to receive everything without no resistance. See, this is all resistance. Y'all see this resistance line? Lord. Okay, God. This can be support or resistance. Lord, I hear you, God. Listen, this might not make sense on the first touch. You're gonna have to hear things. The faith comes through hearing. You got to keep hearing things, so it might make sense on the second touch. You keep trying to put this in, it didn't make sense because there's a strong level of support, because from ages 1 to 8 years old, you've been programmed to have low self-esteem. From ages 1 to 8 years old, you've been programmed to have low self-esteem. So every time God tried to bless you the first time, it didn't make sense. God tried to bring it back the second time. It's still not getting through. God sent a mentor in your life. Then God made you go through an experience that finally broke through. And now you got wisdom. And now you got discernment. So now what I got to do? I got to auto-suggest this. That means if I continue to hear it, I'm going to start to believe it. If I continue to hear it, that fourth touch, I'm going to start to believe it. And the word says, whatever I can believe, I can have. Now, what am I auto-suggesting? I'm going to sleep if you sleep in 8 hours, first off, that's way too much. Way too much. That's 30% of your day. of your life. Now, but if you are sleeping 8 hours, what if you got 8 hours of auto-suggestion for your affirmations? I'm so happy and grateful now. I make $1,000 a day trading. I'm so happy and grateful now. I'm a chairman 10. I actually recorded myself. I'm gonna do it again tonight. I recorded myself saying that successful and ambitious people call my phone every day for me to personally sponsor them. And the recorder I got it on, after it's done playing, it starts over and plays again. So I can go to sleep with that and listen to that 70,000 times before I wake up the next day. Why is it gotta be so much? Because I already spent the last 20 years, 30 years entertaining, money don't grow on trees. On your way to the top, play it safe. Stay away from pyramids. I got all of that BS in my personality. So I have to unlearn. I can't use my energy to believe that. Why? Because that don't have the results. And if it don't have the results, then it don't have the truth, because the truth is the word. So when we tell people to get some sleep, what we really tell them is get your mind prepared. Put some reps up. So you can't go to sleep unless something is playing in the background. This is why when you go to sleep, see, you keep watching these movies at night. You watching these movies late at night, and you keep wondering, why the hell I keep getting shot in my dream? You keep wondering, why am I always running from somebody? You are. You've been watching a movie where the bad guy keeps trying to get away, then you keep figuring out why you can't get away in your dreams. But then you wake up and you realize that life is getting away, and you're running out of dreams. So what you have to understand is that every night you have to auto-suggest something all night. Use Bob Proctor, The Power of Money, the money affirmations, chairman, your own voice. Why is it good to hear your voice? Because God's talking to you. Faith comes through hearing. So you need to hear your voice. Record yourself, go to sleep, and lie to yourself the next 21 days. Sooner or later, you start believing it. I promise y'all. See, you're not hearing it enough. You're not seeing it enough. Are you with me? Every time I go downtown, let me tell you something. Me and Dre went out downtown to get his outfit for Atlanta, for the lifestyle retreat. And we get out the car, my black G-Wagon just drives right past us. We like, damn, that's how you feeling? Just drove, the car that I want is on the wall. I've been looking at that a lot lately. Since I came across that cheat sheet. Cheat sheet got me turned. So listen, I've been looking at that a lot lately. The image, the picture's been on my mind. And now when I go downtown, it drives right past me. So me and Dre, we come out of the store, we're walking back to the car. The G-Wagon not just drive past us, but it's parked right behind Dre. It's parked and it got its hazards on and it's behind Dre. And I'm just looking like, God, this how you come in? Like, not only you took it past me, but then you parked it. You parked it less than a foot from where we was at. Pulled up right behind me, and it's everything that I wanted with the hazards on. God just telling me right now, my blessings might be in the next 15 minutes. He was in hazard spot, had his hazards on for 15 minutes. But God could be speaking to me and say, hey, listen, get ready for your 15 seconds. Because what I'm about to do in your life, once you understand the assignment that you want, you can have this. It's yours. So we got to go there spiritually. This is you knowing better. This is you doing better. Because remember, if it's not in your heart, it's not going to start. So guys, listen, right now, I'm jacked out of my mind. I want to give it up to all our students that's been locking into the Zooms. I want to give it up to all our students that's been asking those questions, pulling up to the Chairman Factory. I want to shout out my sister Shari for really being, you know, a type of woman that's selfless. I mean, literally pouring out her soul every day at 5 p.m., right? Every day at 5 p.m. See, let me show you how good God is. She used to get off work at 5, now she go to work at 5. Somebody gonna miss that. She used to get off work at 5, now she go to work at 5. So you guys gotta understand, it's totally up to it's what's on your mind. Demisha played the song, the first song, What's on Your Mind? Are you with me? You got, is it really disconnected? So guys, listen, I don't want to be long tonight, but listen, I'm gonna give it back to Shari, like every day at 5 o'clock. And then we got to go Willie himself. You guys are doing a tremendous job on our products, a tremendous job leading our organization, our community, right? You guys are standing up, really just outstanding job. I'm just blessed to be having this type of leadership, this type of group, this type of family to really grow with, hold each other accountable, and really change the game this year, guys. 5,000 people will be in this community by December 31st. It's already done. That's what we got to speak. 5,000 people we're going to impact this year. I've seen everybody, Demisha said, what are your choices? What do you want? I see a lot of people say impact. A lot of people say chairman. A lot of people say 7 figures. Well, guys, we gotta impact others. We got to serve others. We got to serve our assignment. We got to be a blessing and pour out value to other people's lives. So guys, major news, we got the Atlanta event. Somebody inboxed me today as well in our community. So if you need a ticket right now, we do have access to a ticket, last minute lifestyle relief tickets. Get down there, let's work it out. Let's make sure you guys are in the building. There's going to be an extreme amount of success, value, and information that's going to be shared this weekend at Lifestyle. We got a lot of things loading, and then March. Let me guys just tell you right now, right? I'm not going to let the cat out the bag yet, but the process that we're about to launch in March is really going to triple people's brokers accounts. You guys know we've been on a cheat sheet. I actually woke up to 150 pips sleep. And behind the scenes, the leadership has been working on some things that's about to blow up in the month of March. Right? I've been behind the scenes talking to Willie, working out some things, talking to Shari, putting some things together. And I truly believe in the month of March and the system and the culture that we're going to have, the new levels, no devils, is really going to impact thousands of people. So we're going to get ready for a major launch March 1st. Right now is the time to get in mode. Right? If you can't make it to Lifestyle Relief, make sure you get the online tickets. Make sure you get the live stream. You need to be there because you need to experience that. And what we're going to do is bring back that energy, that value, and that belief right back to our community so that we can continue to impact lives. So guys, listen, I don't want to be long today. I just want to be strong. If you got some value from this call tonight, please go into New Levels, No Devils, and drop some fire in the chat box. I love you guys. Have an amazing evening.